hello people. Just came by from the National Theater of Costa Rica, and I just met the president of Costa Rica, and I'll tell you all how I met him because I think it was a great story. I have to tell you. I don't want to forget it. So, okay, what happened was, okay, I'll tell the complete story. Some of my friends, they're in high school and they were doing a bingo because they needed money to go to the senior trip, right? So my friends, they were the seniors at this school, so I bought a bingo card, and all of a sudden, I I went out of the bingo thing, right? So I left my bingo card with with one friend, right? So he was marking the numbers, and when I came back from when I left, I heard the number of my bingo card. So I was all, wow, it's my bingo card, I won, this is awesome. And he was pissed off because he was playing with my card and he won, but it's actually my card. So I went and I took the prize because it was my bingo card, I deserved it. And the prize were some earrings, right? And some tickets to go to the National Theater of Costa Rica to hear a symphony. Yes, that may sound boring, and I know it ain't the best prize, or you may think it's not the best prize. But it was actually, because I'll explain to you later. But it actually was the best prize ever, right? So I came back. Well, my friends, they laughed at me because I won that. So they were like, that's so boring, you're a piece of, all of that. And they laughed at me. And I was like, okay. I'll not go, but I'll gift it to my parents. Okay, so today, Friday. Today was the symphony, right? So yesterday, well, it was a gift to my parents. And yesterday, my mom, she told me, "Hey, I don't want to go." And I was like, "But I want a prize. It is for you." And I gave her the earrings too. So I gave her two gifts, like the tickets to the symphony, right, and the earrings. So my mom was really happy when I came back home that day from the bingo. The day before the symphony, she said, "No, I don't want to go, because that's, she didn't want to go, right?" So I was like, "Hey, if my mom will not go, I'll not let my dad go alone, so I'll accompany him, right? I'll go with him." So yesterday came, I went to the symphony, and it was a really good experience. And some people are coming, so I'll continue the story in some seconds. Well, so I was saying, my mom didn't want to go, right? So I went with my dad because, I had to go with my dad. So it was really nice. Like I'll put a picture right here of the theater. It was actually nice. It has some nice paintings like this one or that one, and it was really nice. I have to admit it surprised me. There were a lot of really cool people. There were guys with suits and stuff. And okay, in sports you have halftime, like the halftime, right? In the symphony, you had a halftime. It's not like a halftime in sports, but like a symphony halftime. I don't know. It was my first time going to a symphony, and I went to the bathroom, and I saw an old dude. I just looked at him, but I looked at him like way too long. Like I shouldn't have looked at him like that long. I looked at, and it was in the bathroom, so it was really, really uncomfortable. But I just looked at him, and I was like, "Wait, are you the president?" And he would, well, I was like that in my mind, but in the outside, I was even like more expressive. I was like, what? And he was like, oh, yeah. And, well, no, okay, I'll do the acting, okay? I looked at him for a long time. I was like, wait, have I seen you before? And then I started recognizing him. I did like this. I cannot believe it. I said, I cannot believe it. You're the president. And he was like, oh yeah. Why can't you believe it? And he was surprisingly really nice with me. Like, I was going to the bathroom, so I was, when you go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom. I was just coming back, and I was going to the bathroom. He was coming back, so I cannot go to the bathroom no more. I have to talk with the president. It's obvious. So I brushed my hands. Well, I didn't even do anything. I just brushed my hands because he was washing his hands, and I talked with him for. I had a 1 minute conversation with him. Like, he asked me my name and how am I doing? How are my studies? Where am I studying? All of this, and he even called me Mr. Daniel, and I was like, oh my god. And we talked, and we talked for a little. I asked, hey, and he asked my name. Okay, so he called me Mr. Daniel. The president called me Mr. Daniel, and I was so amazed by it. Like, I've never felt like that before. Like, I was like this, and I shook his hand. Like, I shook the hand of the freaking president of the country. And he had before, well, my dad and I went into the theater, there were some police cars, and I was asking my dad, hey, why are there so many police cars inside? He was like saying, oh, it's probably security, probably, I don't know, it's like in the capital, it's like in downtown, so there's a lot of, it's not really safe, you may say, so probably because of that. But then, all of those police cars were for the president. So I caught the president in the only time he wasn't protected. That it was in the bathroom. He even had the guards outside of the bathroom, but they were dressed as normal people. I just didn't recognize them because they were dressed as normal people, because they were it's like the Secret Service of Costa Rica. So that way the president can do activities like go to a symphony and still be protected, because he's a freaking president. He has to be protected at all times. So I met him. We talked. He asked me how I was, what's my name, told him where I live, what I am studying, what do I do. He said, oh, it's a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Daniel. I was like, well, in the inside I was like, but in the outside I was like, obviously it's a pleasure meeting you too, Mr. President. And at the end he was, we were leaving, and he did a really nice gesture to me. Like, I told him, can I take a picture with you, Mr. President? And he said, obviously, Mr. Daniel. And I was like, wow. And I was gonna take a selfie with him, but he said, no, please. And I was like, no, please, what? And he had a bodyguard dressed as a normal being, as a normal human, and he handed the phone to the bodyguard, the undercover bodyguard, to take a picture for us. And he hugged me, and I was just laughing my ass out because it was quite an interaction. It was probably one of the best interactions of my life. And I was hugging with the president, and he hugged me, and I just laughed my ass off. I couldn't contain it no more. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I'm with the president now. And after that, the bodyguard took the picture, and we shook the hands, and he said, it was a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Daniel. And I was like, Well, I told him it's a pleasure meeting him too, but in the inside, I just couldn't process what just happened. And after that all happened in the halftime show, well, in the halftime, it was a show for me, but in the halftime stuff of the symphony, I came back to my dad's seat because he didn't move, like he just stayed in the seat, and I told him, and he saw me like kind of weird because I was like this, and he told me, hey, what happened, and I told him something that you will not believe. And he was like, "What the fuck are you saying?" I showed him the picture, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And you know what's something really really funny? He told to me, "Hey, I just saw another president." I was like, "Another one?" And he saw an ex-president. It was a president of Costa Rica before I was even born, from 1998, from 2002. His name is Miguel Angel Rodriguez. So in the symphony that was a gift from a bingo that I didn't have much hope in. We had two presidents in the same theater. And it's a small theater, it's Costa Rica, it ain't no freaking, it's not Paris. Like, it was a small theater. And there were two presidents. And I was having the time of my life in the symphony, in a gift. And yeah, that's probably a story that I'll tell my kids in the future. I'll tell my grandkids how I met the president of Costa Rica. And how I talked to the president for kind of a minute, you may say. And how he was gentle to me. Because, you know, presidents, there's like, you can never please everybody, right? So a president is a really, you know, a lot of people hate it, a lot of people like it, but a lot hate it. So, you know, the president, the president always has a, how to say it, a wrong representation in the society, because you know he represents the country internationally and he has to make decisions, and it's a really stressful place to be the president of a country. So, you know, they may have like a misinterpretation of themselves to the country, to the society. But when I met him, he was such a gentleman. Like, he was such a gentleman. He was so nice with me, and he talked with me even though it was in the bathroom, and I stared at him in the bathroom for quite some seconds without quite recognizing him, because he was wearing a mask, so I didn't recognize him at all. Well, at first, but I looked at him like this for a while. Like, if I were in the bathroom and a kid would look at me like this for a while, I would be like, "Hey, get away from here," right? He didn't do that. He was actually nice with me, and we had a talk, and the bodyguard took him a picture with me, and you know he was not what many people believe he is, because they don't know him. So that's why I think that you cannot judge someone if you don't know them. Like, a lot of people talk shit about celebrities or politicians, you know, or athletes or stuff like this. And how many of those people that talk shit about them actually know those people? Practically none of them. So yeah, I'm probably still tingling. You'll probably saw the photo. It's in the thumbnail of this video. And I just met the president. Wow. Like, not many people have the blessing or the luck to meet a president, less even talk to him or her. So, wow. Some people say it's luck, but I don't believe luck exists. Like everything happens for something. And I think that meeting a president and meeting or being close to all these really incredible people I've been in the past years or so. Well, past year. I would say the last year, I've met some really, really cool people. And I don't think it's luck. I think it's because I've searched it and God has placed it in my path. But damn, I just met a freaking president. Well, two actually, because later I saw Miguel Angel Rodriguez. And he was the president. Well, my dad recognized him, and my dad took a picture with him, with the old dude. And wow. Wow, 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 wow. Damn. Whew. Well, people, thank you for listening this story. I haven't processed it yet well. I cannot talk really good. I try to do my best. But after, meeting a president, your life, it's a mess. But thank you for watching the video. I love you all, and have a beautiful day or night or whatever. And I love you for watching the video, and I hope you one day can talk to your president. Bye. Love you.